2018. And just as you're seated, I'm going to get out my phone, and I expect to see at least 10 of you taking photographs and uploading them to social media in the next few moments. So once again, a very good evening. We're about to get underway in a minute or two's time. Please do now take your seats, and there is additional seating upstairs if you cannot find one.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أصحاب المعالي، أصحاب السعادة، السيدات والسادة، مرحبا بكم في كريبتو لابس. كريبتو لابس هي حاضنة أعمال عالمية متكاملة ومركزا لتسريع الأعمال ومساحة عمل لتمويل ودعم المشاريع الناشئة الرائدة. لا تعد كريبتو لابس مجرد مساحة عمل وحاضنة مشاريع لتقديم الدعم للمشاريع الناشئة فحسب، بل تقدم الإرشاد وتعمل على استقطاب مستثمرين آخرين للاستثمار في الشركات الناشئة، كما أنها تحظى بتواصل عالمي مع أسواق العالم الأخرى. بمناسبة افتتاح كريبتو لابس لمقرها الرئيسي، أطلقنا أولى مسابقاتنا العالمية للمشاريع الناشئة، وتعد هذه المسابقة التي نحن بصددها اليوم ثاني مسابقاتنا، وهي تركز على الابتكار في مجال تكنولوجيا الطائرات من دون طيار. وأحب أن أنوه أن هذه الشركات كلها شركات صغيرة ناشئة، أي ستارت أبس. نسعى في هذه المسابقة إلى تكريم أفضل المبتكرين الذين يساهمون في تقديم وتطوير قطاع الطائرات من دون طيار بشتى الطرق. وتلقينا في إطار المسابقة العالمية ما يزيد عن 600 طلب من 61 دولة، ولا ريب أنني أشعر بالفخر والاعتزاز للوقوف هنا بينكم هذه الأمسية لتكريم هذه المشاريع الناشئة الرائدة والاحتفاء بمؤسسيها. مما لا شك فيه أن الابتكار في مجال تكنولوجيا الدرونز أو الطائرات من دون طيار أحدث نقلة نوعية على امتداد قطاعات الأعمال المختلفة بشتى اختصاصاتها وممارساتها. ويحدوني الفخر بأن أقول أن كريبتو لابس تعد من أمثل الأماكن العالمية لإلهام المبتكرين وتحفيزهم على تحقيق أحلامهم. تشمل القطاعات والمجالات التي أحدث الابتكار في تكنولوجيا الدرونز نقلة نوعية فيها، على سبيل المثال لا للحصر، قطاعات رسم الخرائط الجوية والمراقبة، البحث والإغاثة والإنقاذ، الهندسة المعمارية، الزراعة، السفر، النقل، العلوم البيئية وعلم الآثار، والرعاية الصحية والاتصالات السلكية واللاسلكية، وهذا لا للحصر. كما يسعدني أيضا أن أعلن أننا حققنا اليوم مع شركائنا الاستراتيجيين اللي هم 500 ستارت أبس أو 500 ستارت أبس الوصول العالمي إلى معظم إن لم يكن كل الشركات الناشئة في كافة القطاعات في جميع أنحاء العالم. وسيسهم ذلك بلا ريب وبشكل مباشر وكبير في النظام البيئي لريادة المشاريع الناشئة في دولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة وأيضا في المنطقة على نطاق واسع. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Welcome to Crypto Labs. Crypto Labs is a global incubator with a unique ecosystem for funding groundbreaking startups. Crypto Labs is not only an incubation space, it also provides support to startups. It offers mentorships and brings other investors to invest in startups, and also has a global outreach to other markets. With the inauguration of Crypto Labs, we launched a global startup competition that was open to all industries and sectors. This is our second competition, which is industry-focused on drone technology innovation. In this contest, we aim to recognize top innovators who are contributing to this industry in many different sectors. We received almost 600 applications from 61 countries. And tonight, I feel very privileged and humbled and honored to stand in front of all of you and acknowledge these groundbreaking startups and their founders. Crypto Labs also actively participates in the community by hosting lots of events, workshops, and seminars that bring innovation to the community. And in the close future, we will also be launching a few centers of excellence. Examples of such events are women's entrepreneurship and cryptocurrency supported by blockchain technology. Today, advances in drone technology are revolutionizing many industries and practices of business. And I am proud to say that Crypto Labs is one of the best places to inspire innovators to seek their dreams. These industries span, but are not limited to, aerial mapping, surveying, real estate, humanitarian aid, architecture, agriculture, travel, transport, search and rescue, security, environmental science, archaeology, healthcare, and telecommunications. I'm also very happy to announce that today, with our strategic partnership with Silicon Valley-based 500 startups, we have a global reach to almost every startup and every industry in the world. This will contribute greatly to the startup ecosystem in not only the UAE, but also to the entire region. With that, I thank you for your attendance, and I will leave you with our moderator and our top 5 selected startups, and have a good show. Thank you.
Dr. Salla, thank you very much indeed for your words. And once again, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome to our Drone Innovation Startup Competition here in Abu Dhabi. I'm Ben Jacobs, your moderator for this evening, and we are in for a really exciting series of presentations with up to 500,000 US dollars at stake for our winner. 60 minutes or so, and we will be announcing that winner from 5 global drone startups who will present their technology to a judging panel consisting of industry experts who I will introduce you to in just a moment. Now, the winner, as Dr. Salla mentioned, will gain both funding and the opportunity to join Crypto Lab's virtual incubator. Each of our applicants hoping for this funding, wonderful prize and mentorship will have exactly 5 minutes to pitch to try and claim this prize. We will not allow them to drone on, if you will excuse the pun please this evening. It's actually the second worst pun here behind a photographer who is wearing a t-shirt that says Game of Drones. I may be asking him whether I can purchase that one a little bit later. So we'll introduce you to the jury and the finalists in just a moment, but I wanted to give you a little bit of industry background. Just raise your hands in the audience first of all if you're familiar with drones, if you're within specifically this industry. Quite a few of you, obviously, as you'd expect, but the vast majority, by the looks of things, haven't seen drones up close and personal. So raise your hands if you would say you are not a drone expert. So unmanned aerial vehicles, or UAVs as they're known for short, have been around since the First World War in the 1910s, and the market for them is now one of the fastest growing in the world. The term drone was first used around 20 years later in the 1930s, and it was actually coined from an iconic British model called the Queen Bee. Because of the Queen part, there was actually a heated debate as to whether throne might be a better name, but instead drone was settled upon because of its humming sound. And back then, drones were primarily used as weapons of war. But these days, as many of you will know, and again, Dr. Salla mentioned some of the industries, they have countless other practical purposes in both the consumer and enterprise spaces. Drones are now used to deliver humanitarian aid, which has been airdropped recently into places like Rwanda, where there are no roads. And over in America, on a lighter note, Amazon are trialing package delivery at the moment. And in Virginia, there's already been an example of a cheeseburger and some French fries, which were dropped right to a consumer's door, courtesy of none other than a drone. So fast food may soon come from up above you, which is pretty cool. I think most of you will agree. Drones are also used in agriculture to herd sheep or goats, and by the police as first responder units, and they're also a vital tool in firefighting and are increasingly used to save lives. The potential of the drone seems limitless. They could even soon be used to help provide internet in places where there is no wireless capability. Last June, for example, Facebook successfully tested a huge drone over Yuma, which is in Arizona, as the first stage of its mission to provide broadband access to remote locations. And as our drone market even further expands, we'll be relying on artificial intelligence, or AI. It is very much the future and will allow usage not only in the air, but land and sea, and mean that human operators are either defunct, or if they are involved, they are not put at risk. AI will also revolutionize the transport industry, and maybe we're only 30 years away or so from the first fully functional air taxi, and who knows, that may launch right here in the UAE. Now, according to market analysis by a company called Skylogic Research, a staggering 3 million drones will be sold in 2018, and the task now is to try and find practical uses for them and to ensure that the design keeps pace with the needs of both the enterprise and consumer markets. So, when we look at drones as an overall conclusion, we see that more practical models may be needed, smaller, lighter, better battery life, precise positioning, automated options, or AI. These are just some of the areas of focus for improvements over the coming months and years. And let's not forget as well that drones do not only have to fly, they can run, crawl, go underground, and even swim underwater. It's also worth highlighting, as the drone industry rapidly evolves, two other issues we must always keep in mind are privacy and safety, and our pictures in just a moment will address some of the points that I have just raised. So tonight, we meet 5 entrepreneurs who know about these challenges and are hoping for funding of up to $500,000 to make their dream a reality and release a new groundbreaking drone or embedded software related to one. We'll talk about the industries they are trying to disrupt in just a moment, but first let's introduce our jury for this evening. They will listen to each 5-minute pitch and then have the opportunity to ask questions for roughly the same amount of time. Our first jury member is a familiar face, Dr. Salah Al-Hashimi, who we heard from just a moment ago. He, of course, as many of you will know, is the Managing Director of Crypto Labs, the CEO of Algorithma, and a board director of 500 startups. Jury member number 2 is Amir Kaloun, the Director of International Business Development at Aurora Flight Sciences. He has over a decade of experience in the aviation industry. Also on our judging panel is another Amir Hirsch, an MIT graduate in maths and electrical engineering. Amir is currently CEO at Flybricks. Our startups will also pitch to John Rami, the founder and CEO of iSocket. John is a former innovation advisor to the Barack Obama administration. And last but not least, we introduce you to Zach Coleus, who is an early-stage technology investor and advisor. Zach's notable investments include Cruise Automation, Branch Metrics, and SkySafe. And pitchers beware, because the jury have told me they are mean. They are going to put you on the spot. They're not really, don't panic. But they have said they will ask fair questions and they will press you to reveal as much information as we can to make a decision and come to the right winner this evening. So that is the jury, but what about the teams? Well, first up, introducing you to Internest, who are trying to win up to $500,000 with embedded software that offers high-precision landing in complex environments. They will be our first pitchers this evening. Following on from them, we will have Incanova, who are hoping to spend potentially up to $500,000 taking drones to underground mines, tunnels, pipes, and other hard-to-reach places. Valero will be third, and they have developed a hexacopter that allows all kinds of creative flight maneuvers. Our fourth finalist are Skyborne. They have designed the first man-portable multiple-round UAV offering tactical fire support. And our final pitch will come from Acelon. They want to put an end to manual battery charging with an automated station that is both reliable and robust. So it is time now, without further ado, to start the process of finding a winner. Just a reminder, get your phones out, take photos. The drones will be on stage. Our hashtag is DISC2018. Do feel free to interact with us and upload to social media. Will our winner be our underground drone, the one with an automated landing station, the acrobatic hexacopter, the drone designed for tactical fire support, or a drone that can make near impossible landings? It is time to get underway, and we begin with Internest. Please welcome on stage Nicholas Zanicki to tell you about embedded software that offers high-precision landing in complex environments.
Thank you, Ben. Hi, everyone. My name is Nicholas Zanicki. I'm the CEO of Internest. I'm really happy to be here, and thanks to, as mentioned, Dr. Saleh before, Crypto Labs and Abu Dhabi are here the place to make the dream come true. So we're going to work hard for it with your support, and thanks also to the funding. So how are we going to make the revolution we have been dreaming of at Internest is to clear the sky for the air taxi revolution. I'm going to show you how our automated landing system for drones going to contribute to that. Currently, we have more than 60% of the world population living in urban areas. But this has a cost in terms of health, time spent in the traffic jam, and the lack of growth opportunities. And the answers that were tolls, bridge, tunnels are no longer matching the pictures. It takes decades, it costs billions. It's not the right way to address this opportunity. And the opportunity, once again, is here we think in Abu Dhabi, thanks to the open-minded of the authority and the support that we can have with you as partners. So far, the investment in drones have been mainly in platforms. Like you can see here, it's 1.4 billion. It's nice, but it's not enough. We need to go beyond. And for that, we need to invest in the ecosystem, in the infrastructure. And as mentioned in this recent McKinsey report, we need to provide navigation systems that are efficient even in GPS-denied environment. That's why Internest is offering a solution that is at the crossroad of infrastructure and navigation, sectors that are currently underinvested. Our solution is an embedded system. So you have 2 sensors on the drone, 4 sensors on the ground, and what is unique, it's our technology. We use ultrasound technology. What does it bring? It brings first the centimeter accuracy, which means safety. You have a technology that is resilient to jamming, which means security also. And then, as it is a relative positioning system, it's allowed to land on mobile platform, which means in every complex environment where GPS doesn't work or vision is not enough, our solutions can work. Here now, I'm going to show you a video that you will see where even in a complex environment where it's windy, the drone can still follow its landing pad and land safely. Up. Here we go, almost. No? Can you help? Yeah, thank you guys. So basically, what makes the quality of our system, it's the quality of the data. So you have the positioning of the drone, X, Y, Z, and the angle. Then you have the 4 blue dots, which is the sensor on the drones. And the Y dot moving, it's the drone. And thanks to the precision, the quality, and the safety of this data, we are allowed to the drone to move safely. And it's not possible with GPS because it can be jammed. In urban area, for the air taxi revolution, we understand the problems. And with the vision, it's affected by the weather in the desert with storms and whatsoever. So here, you're going to see the drones going right and left due to the wind. There's 50 kilometers wind and the mobile platform, which is moving. And here you can see the sensors and the drone, even if it's been going far and right and moving all around due to the wind, is able to track the system, the center, and land autonomously. Because, of course, we know that having a pilot for drones is just a temporary solution. The future for the drone, if we want it to be a wide and strong and robust industry, it has to be remote control without pilot. So where do we stand? So far, our system, as we are focusing on aeronautic and defense, it has been tested, as mentioned, in the harshest environment, like in nighttime, in urban areas. Our users and our buyers are either special ops and army, aeronautic specialists, or integrators. Currently, our solutions allow to land on fixed platform for security market. It's also allowed to land on ground mobile platform for logistic. But what do we want? Now, we are starting a fundraising of $1 million, so the funding of Cryptolab can be half of the way. And in 24 months' time, what we want is to improve our system in terms of performance, ruggedization, and get ready for certification. And for that, we think that Abu Dhabi and Cryptolabs can be a great partners. All in all, we have the technology, it's robust, it has been tested. We are selling profitable business, recurring revenue. But what we need, we saw that UAE was part of the transport revolution with its oil. Now we think with the air taxi revolution, they can be on the new frontier of the air taxi revolution, thanks to you and thanks to all your support. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for that. So where do you see this going as the technology improves? So like you're at this is the current status of the technology. How does it continue to improve and create a moat for potential future competitors?
So the future for us in terms of technology is, first of all, is to increase the distance on which we can catch the control of the drone to get a 30, 200, to include new technology like ultra-wideband, to give more robustness to our solution, and will increase the performance. That is in terms of technology. In terms of to what it will apply, it's not only for drones, but also, that's why we're working with Airbus to adapt it to helicopters and also to urban taxi. And in terms of infrastructure that we have, of course, what we want is to get rid of the sensors on the ground, to be able to not only see and guide, but also to make the sense and avoid if there is any problem, to work a bit like a bat, to identify what are the obstacles.
Hello. I'll be on the technical side.
Okay.
You spoke about certification. What kind of certification are you looking at today?
So what we see that the certification is something that would come in front of us, but they are not, in what we see, there's not drone certifications that are currently existing. They are adapting the one from helicopters. So what we are looking is to make our software, for example, to get ready for Dial B. And there is some other certification that we are identifying. So the next step in the next 2 months, in the next 2 years, sorry, is not to be certified, but to be in order in terms of process, in quality process, to be, for example, ISO 9001, if I get right, is the one for aeronautic, and to get our software ready for Dial B. So we'll go step by step. We know it's complex, it's expensive, but that's one of the barriers that will make us differentiate our solution to compare with the other.
Just a detailed question on the landing in case of emergency. Do you have a solution today?
So in terms of emergency, no, we do the guiding, but we don't do, there is some parachute that can be added on the system, but what we bring as a safety is that a redundancy. Usually, our customers, they would use multiple technology, like for the autonomous vehicle, and as they use maybe GPS, vision, whatsoever, we bring robustness for the last mile. That's how we cope with security and safety. Thank you.
Thank you. I wanted to know what your total addressable market is and what you believe your beachhead market will be.
The last part of the question?
Your first market opportunity.
Okay. So the first market we are addressing currently is the security market, generally speaking, defense. Why defense? Because it's mature market, they have the expertise, and they are ready to move fast. So currently, the military market is about 80 billion, estimated by Goldman Sachs, and we think that our share of that is 1.5 billion that we can address. So it's really for the part of safety, autonomous landing. And we're already selling, to be clear.
Thank you for the presentation. I have a quick technical question. So on the scale of a drone, of a small drone, maybe 25 meters is good. But how do you go to bigger meters if you have an autonomous taxi or autonomous helicopter for these big applications?
Okay. So currently with ultrasound, we go until 20, 30 meters, and we're about to include new technologies that we're about to release in a few months' time. Will allow us to go to 100 meters first time and then 300 meters. So we won't do the full navigation, but it's like in aeronautic. The most critical part is takeoff and landing, and that in this specific time that you need extra security, and that our solution can allow urban taxi to fly around even in area, even if there is a storm, they could stay landly because they will receive the signal accurately. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please do give Nicholas and Internest a huge round of applause. It's never easy going first, is it? And one down, and I think you'll agree he did a wonderful job. So we're up and running. Another big round of applause, please, for Nicholas and Internest. So we have 4 to go, and we'll move swiftly on. I remind you again, you can whip out your phones. You will see drones on stage, #DISC, if you would like to get involved on social media. Next up, then, we move on to Inconova. They're based out of Sweden. Please give a warm welcome to their presenter, who is founder and CTO, Pau Malol.
Thank you, Ben. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks, Dr. Saleh, Amir, and the rest of the jury for your attention and the rest of the audience. I hope you enjoy. We will start. My name is Mamalol, by the way, and we at Inconova want to develop drones that has a positive effect on society, reducing risk and reducing suffering. So I'm going to start showing a video of our family of drones. We will start with the Field Scout. Here you have a demo unit. All our drones have tilting rotor technology, which allows to roll on ground, climb steep areas, and also change the body angle and fly at different angles. We had obviously a lot of fun also testing in water. It can land on water and take off, as you saw. This is a more serious flight. And then you can compare the live feed. This is still manually piloted, and that was a very interesting case, 1.5 meter diameter shaft. So it's very suitable though then for pipes inspection and other very tight areas. And here we will try to crash it. Our drones have collision avoidance already in place, but we want to try what happens if it crashes. And that's our larger drone, the Teal Ranger. It's about 65 by 65 centimeters. And it's aimed at heavier payloads, sorry. So this was in Mali, in Africa, last year. And this is a drone mostly suited for laser scanners or lidars, so that we fly into these dangerous or not able to access areas, and we 3D laser map, and we get the 3D map. That was a 100-meter deep shaft, 50 years old, that had to be restored, and the company wanted to know what was the situation inside. And this is actually our flagship. We are actually automating the inspection with our drone. Since we already have the 3D laser data from the LiDAR, we are now using it to automate the flight as well. Just some examples here from the Ranger laser scans. This was scanned in under 5 minutes flight time, and this under 3 minutes flight time. So we basically scan very quick, and it's very cost effective for the companies because they don't need any infrastructure actually. So thanks. We are actually here gonna explain a bit more about the problem that we try to solve. Many areas underground, like tunnels and in underground mining and tanks, for example, they are inaccessible or dangerous or costly if a person has to go in, but need to be surveyed. Otherwise, it can cost very expensive, large costs, delays, damages, risks. A regional example, for example, is we are actually soon probably going to demo here in the region in this quarter for an application where an inspection of a certain area, it costs about $500,000 US, and with our technology, we talk with this company and they can save 93% of the costs. And basically, it's a no-brainer. Wish us luck to succeed with the demo and get into this different market. It's not underground mining, I can say. Here you see the two units that I mentioned. We have the small one, the Scout and the Ranger, the larger one. They both have tilting rotor technology, collision avoidance, etc. And they can be applied not only in underground mining, but also tunnels, tanks, piping, and hydropower. When it comes to the applications, I see actually a very clear use of drones like ours, for example, within the Abu Dhabi 2030 project, which it's a very challenging and very interesting project that I hope it finishes, and it's going to bring a lot of benefits to the region. The autonomous navigation system is actually our most advanced project. It provides autonomy to the flight inspection of the areas with our drones. For that, we are actually about 75% done when it comes to the technological development, but we need actually funding to bring it to industrialization. And that's why this year we have a series of a round of investment. Let's see if we can get the pricing here, even though the competition is very hard, I must say, and proceed with that. The tilt drones are basically unique in different aspects. We use tilt rotor technology, so the rotors rotate back and forth, so that instead of going tilting the whole body, the body stays horizontal. This allows also at the same time to change the body angle and hover like this, for example, as I have seen in the video. And if you have wheels, you can actually roll on areas where it's not very rocky, for example. That saves a lot of energy. And so it's, by just tilting the rotors, you basically can roll as much as you can and reach farther and save battery. So this is pretty efficient. The autonomous navigation system will actually provide easy-to-use characteristics. I mean, no piloting experience needed. And as I mentioned, we provide already collision avoidance in our drones, and it's also crash tolerant, as you have seen also when we try to crash it. So that's all for now, but I'm more than happy to answer the questions the jury may have, and thank you for your attention.
So I understand that once you have a 3D space, like a tunnel mapped, that it can autonomously navigate, but how do you deal with the chicken and the egg problem when you're going into a space for the first time and you don't have it mapped? And if you then have to have connection so that a human pilot is navigating, how are you maintaining connection through tunnels and mines and things like that? Yeah,
that's an excellent question. And I will try to be as explanatory as possible, but I cannot disclose many details on that. What I can say is that we started a project to use AI to fully automatize this. So what I can also say is that the connection, we try to get it to have it anyway for overseeing the flight. But with this system, potentially we can actually continue, even the connection is lost, continue with the mission, and then come back and then continue with the communication. And then the other option that we are actually, for the short term, we are working on repeater systems on drones. But I cannot tell many more details on this.
Have you had a drone successfully autonomously map a new space without a human?
Where we are now, we have been actually semi-autonomously mapping areas in Sweden in a test mine that we have access to, but not fully autonomous yet. No, there is some work to do on that, obviously. Yeah.
So there's obviously a large number of technologies that you use that are commodity. Which technologies do you feel really differentiate you in the long term that you've developed that you think you can hold on as unique?
There is the autonomous system, for example, has a lot of bifurcations. We have an assessment going on to use it for space applications. For example, when you want to, for example, have the moon base done, you might want to inspect first some underground areas to protect from the cosmic rays and other high radiation. And Mars, obviously, Elon Musk, everyone knows about what we want to do there. But this more stepping on Earth, let's say, the bifurcations are as well many. Tank inspection, tunnels, obviously underground cave exploration. Actually, there is a mission archaeologist in South America that we're talking to. They want to actually inspect and map a very large cave. So it's right now we have to pick the topics, but if with the proper funding and growth, basically this can bifurcate a lot.
I wanted to ask what sensors you have on board for mapping.
We use LiDAR sensors. We have used until recently a ClickMox Vscan 3D scanner, which is a Canadian company and our partner actually as well. Right now we are included Velodyne VLP 16 pack. And then another thing that I want to mention is that our software, the idea is to have it sensor agnostic from the sense of that you can use other LiDARs. They are getting smaller, more accurate, so the hardware is less relevant. It is now, but it will be less relevant, we believe. Yeah. Thank you.
So 2 pitches down, ladies and gentlemen. Please give a big round of applause to Pau Malol and Inconova. 2 down, we've heard from Inconova just then, and also Internest. Let's move swiftly on to our 3rd pitch. It comes from a Swiss-based company called Volero and is entitled Hand in the Sky. To tell you more, please welcome on stage Mina Kamel.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mina Kamel, one of Volero Systems founder. I would like to thank Dr. Saleh for hosting us. It's a very great event. Okay, so what is Volero? Volero is a flying robot that can do maneuvers that no any other system can do. Let's take a look. Volero here has 2 products. The first product is a hexacopter with propellers that can tilt in any direction. As you can see here, each rotor can tilt independently from other rotors, and this is a unique feature for our system that no other drones on the market can have. And this offers us the possibility to achieve maneuvers that you cannot do with any other drones. Here you see a set of maneuvers that are quite complex, cannot be achieved with other drones. We here are running complex control algorithms to achieve these maneuvers. A unique feature of our system is its ability to interact with the environment. So here you see Volero system is tilting into 90 degrees, approaching a vertical wall, and driving on the wall. That's a unique feature of our systems. Moreover, Volero has been working on different concepts of platforms that can move in any direction. So here you can see another concept, Volero Tricopter. This system is meant for physical interaction or touching the environment. So you have a manipulator here, and each propeller has a thrust vectoring capability. So it can fly 90 degrees vertically and tilt to horizontal flight and do also upside-down flight. These features are for the first time to appear on the market. There is no other system that can do this. Volero is completely developed as the Swiss Federal Institute of Technology in Zurich. Okay, so what is the purpose of Volero? What do we want to do? We basically want to provide solutions where aerial interaction, physical interaction with drones are needed. Painting, infrastructure inspection, and cleaning are among the applications that we are targeting with our platforms. Here is the people behind Hands in the Sky. Led by Professor Roland Siegwart, is one of the most famous roboticists in the world and founder of many successful spin-offs. Okay, let's take an example of the challenges that Volero might help in. Infrastructures are growing exponentially. There are a lot of bridges, pipes, and gas and oil industry require also a lot of continuous inspection to guarantee that these infrastructures are continuously operating in a reasonable way. Often, inspection is not only based on vision, but sometimes you need to interact or touch the environment for sensor placement. We need to go to a pipe and place a sensor to see if the structure internally of the pipe is good. And a way to do this is basically by building scaffoldings, having people hanging on ropes, or using cranes. This is risky, expensive, and will put your infrastructure out of service for a long time. So what we want to do is to offer hand-in-the-sky solution. Omnidirectional platforms, like platforms that can move in any direction with unique capabilities, equipped with proper manipulation capabilities, can go, touch the environment, interact, running complex control algorithms together with perception algorithms. We can automate this process and provide assistive system to operators who want to not only see the environment, but also touch it. Okay, so now Volero is offering 2 solutions, the Tricopter, as you see here, and the Hexacopter. 2 systems are complementing each other for specific applications. Why do we need Volero? Let's try to interact with the environment with a normal Hexacopter that you can buy. So this system, you can buy it off the shelf, try to interact. So here we are trying to measure the thickness of these pipes. And what you see is that the system crashes because it's not designed to actively interact with the environment. However, with the Voliro system, like the tricopter in this case, equipped with a manipulator, you can approach the environment, extend the arm, place a sensor on your infrastructure, and get the measurements you need without the need of building a scaffolding or having a person hanging with a rope. So it will be helpful for inspection based on contact. Our market is basically wherever you need to do a non-destructive testing on an infrastructure, Voliro can help where it can fly, approach the environment, and perform the inspection task. Moreover, we are targeting painting market. Painting means that we can have paint nozzle on the platform, approach complex 3D structures, and perform painting on high complex structures that you cannot do without ropes or building scaffoldings. Also, cleaning of high buildings is one of the targets that we plan to involve Voliro in. So basically, high skyscrapers like this now are usually cleaned by people hanging from ropes, and we don't want to have this. We want to use a helicopter tethered with a power line, and you can, over one day, clean your skyscraper, for example. Let's take an example of bridge inspection. In the US, there are over 600,000 bridges. Over 40% of these bridges are over 50 years old. That means that there are a lot of very old bridges around that needs continuous inspection, and by law, you need to inspect them every 2 years. That means that you need to inspect around 800 bridges every single day. That's a huge market, and no solution on the currently that you can buy to inspect bridges without building a scaffolding or using a crane, blocking the way and taking so long time. Competition, no, there is no any solution on the market that can interact with the environment. If you want to place a sensor with a drone, there is no way to do it. So Voliro has no really competitors that offer a system that can interact with the environment. Other competitors are offering vision-based inspection in harsh environment, but not interacting with the environment actively at will. To conclude, Voliro is offering new solutions to interact with the environment, opening the door for the next level applications for drones. I would like to thank you, and I'm happy to answer the jury questions.
As specific as you're comfortable saying, what was the hardest part about figuring this out, and why is the right way to commercialize that selling an entire drone as opposed to a licensing approach?
So figuring out that took a long time. So we started by doing research on physical interaction with drones in general. And the way we did it all the time before was using normal drones. And there we've observed that it's not reliable, it's not stable. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So it's not something that we can always rely on.
Sure. What technically was the hardest part that you guys figured out?
Technically, so each drone, to interact with the environment, to apply force, it needs to tilt. And making the drone tilting forward to apply force on the environment, it's inherently in an unstable configuration. So a wind gust, a small disturbance, will make the drone either go up or fail to apply the desired force. What we figured out here is that we make the drone apply forces in all the directions. So we have 6 degrees of freedom from the drone. So it can hold any configuration, apply the forces on the environment, and in a very quick, high bandwidth control. So basically, any wind gust or any disturbance coming on the platform, we can compensate for it without changing the configuration of the drone. And that made the interaction with the environment much more reliable and stable, better than any other drone that is under-actuated or with all the propeller just pointing upward.
And why is the right way for you to build your business to take advantage of that, to be building an entire drone and selling it and being a company that works in inspections and painting and cleaning, instead of licensing whatever it is that you figured out?
Yeah, so we are planning to offer this as a service to infrastructure inspection companies. So whenever they need to inspect a bridge, they can call us. But we plan also to sell the whole set, train people to how to use this system, and they can do the inspection on our behalf. So we plan to license this system, but we have to build it because it's not existing anywhere. So we have to really create the system ourselves.
Can you talk through the capital requirements for the next step of the company and like where you plan to go with it in the next 12 months?
So first step we are going to do in the next 6 months is to start to provide these platforms to research institutes. That's There are huge requests from different institutes in the US and in Switzerland to get such systems, to experiment with it, to learn about it. And around 8 months, 12 months, we plan to start to provide services to infrastructure inspection companies. We plan to start by bridge inspection, since we have contacts with companies that already do this, and they are interested to see the concrete structure internally and understand if the bridge is in a good state or not.
So apart from the inspection industry, you talked about the washing and painting.
Yeah.
I'm curious to know, there are lots of skyscrapers in the world. How quickly do you think you can get to market washing skyscraper buildings?
Well, we can have multiple drones doing the same job in the same time. So you can basically, if we can convince skyscraper servicing company to give starting a pilot project with us to start with a cleaning task on a skyscraper, we plan to use multiple drones in the same time, show them that we can do it quicker than making people hang. You can save also on the cost of insurance, because if a drone crashes, you don't kill a person. So it's especially because we have a tethered line, so there is power line coming from top typically. So if something fails, usually the drone will not hit the ground on someone, but will be hanging. So that's, I think it can be quick if we convince one of the servicing companies doing cleaning. But we don't have contacts yet, so that's on our future plans for sure.
You're in a good place for the skyscrapers.
Hello.
Hello.
Great product to start.
Thanks.
I understand the big step you have done is really on the flight control part of it.
Yeah.
How much agnostic do you think the flight control is to move it to another flying platform? Especially in terms of applying force, not in terms of the maneuverability, but really in terms of the specific applying force.
Each platform is geometrically different, so the lowest level is specific to the platform. So we have blocks. The deepest block is not agnostic. It needs to know what is the geometry of the platform. As you go one step behind, then that's agnostic. It basically tells you need these three forces, these three moments to apply on the platform, and this is kind of agnostic. I mean, of course, you need to tune it, but it's agnostic to what kind of platform you are using. But the deepest level is really characteristic to the platform. That's different from one to the other.
Sure. Are you already, commercially speaking, are you already looking to different flying platforms? Or you're trying to push what you have already?
We are trying to push what we have. So, I mean, in research-wise, we have people that are in part with Voliro, in part are working in the university, so they are also exploring different directions. Once something comes out that has advantages that we see, we could, of course, start to use it and license it for us. But they are part of Voliro and part of the university or incorporated with the university. Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks very much indeed to Mina and Valero. So 3 down, just 2 to go, which also means from the perspective of you in the audience, your desserts are not too far away either. I can hear 1 or 2 stomachs rumbling. We will be feeding you some snacks as well in the next half an hour or so as the jury deliberate. And once again, it is worth pointing out that events like this, not just about a winner, of course, up to $500,000 will be made available. But if you're out there and you see an affinity between any one of our pitchers and your particular area of expertise or industry, do go up and have a chat to them. They're all very friendly and will be hanging around afterwards and during the point of deliberation as well. So don't be shy if you want any individual demonstrations or you wish to talk to any of our pitchers. So Voliro, Internest and Inconova have all gone. Let's move on now to an Australian startup that goes by the name of Skyborn. Please welcome on stage for our 4th pitch their CEO, Dr. Michael Cray.
Thank you very much. What you saw there was the Cerberus GL. It's the lightest tactical drone in existence. I'm Dr. Michael Cray. I've got a PhD in missile guidance and 14 years experience. I'm CEO of Skyborne Technologies. The last major project I worked on was the $14 million Scram Space hypersonic flight experiment. So Skyborne spun out of this company in 2012. With me over here is Adrian. He's got 10 years experience in aviation, aircraft maintenance, sales, and business development. So we're from Australia. It's absolutely fantastic to be here in your wonderful country. So this is the Cerberus GL. It's 6 kilograms. Its dry mass is 4.5. It can take roughly 2 kilograms of payload, whether that be shotgun, grenade launcher, micro munition. It's about 1 meter long and 1 meter wide. It's robust. It's man-packable, single-man carry. It's made of aluminium and carbon fiber, which makes it incredibly robust. This is the problem. You've got G.I. Joe. He's in a small squad in an urban warfare environment. He might have something like this if he comes under fire. So he throws this. This is an AeroVironment Wasp. This is an ISR unit, so it's intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance. So he can see the enemy, but what does he do then? He has to call in fire support. So that could be mortar, artillery, whatever you like. What he really needs is that aerial fire support there on the spot, because that artillery and mortar fire creates a lot of collateral damage. You need small units, nimble, able units to deliver this. So what's the smallest multi-shot UAVs out there at the moment are around 30 to 50 kilograms. So this is a 2-man carry. Let's have a look at some use cases. So this unit was designed for a 10-kilometer round-trip mission. So you fly 5 kilometers to the target, identify the enemy, engage them, do some battle damage assessment, and fly back for rearming and reloading. It can also do counter-UAV. There's a net gun we can mount underneath to take out enemy quadcopters. It can do counter-IED. Why be on the ground digging up mines when you can just fire a grenade at it and see if it explodes? There's 2 particular cases I'd like to speak about today, which are quite exciting. The first one on the left here, because Cerberus can tilt its airframe up and down, it can land on rooftops, mountains, whatever you like. Stick around to do your ISR, wait for the enemy to come, engage them, and then report back to base. This one over here, why not fill the grenade launcher with flashbang grenades? That way you can fire them through windows. So if special forces have to storm the building, you're saving your men. So where are we at the moment? Since 2015, we've raised about $500,000, a combination of grants, angel investments, and defence contracts. So we are currently subcontracting to an Australian Army grant program at the moment. We're seeking a seed round currently of $1.3 million in order to develop a gimbal and targeting system for this. With the grenade launcher hard mounted, we have to be within about 30 meters to hit accurately. If we put a small gimbal on underneath, we can be at 130 meters range. So that means we're outside audible range, saving the drone, saving your troops. After we do that, we'll need approximately $5 million to commercialize the Cerberus GL. We expect our first unit sales by 2022, selling in small batches to various special forces around the world. Very important to get feedback from the customer before we ramp up production and go to some serious sales in 2023. Our target unit sale price is $120,000. So that might sound a lot, but let's talk about why that's a very reasonable figure. This is the current defense UAV market. So the entire thing is about $10 billion a year. So this includes Reaper drones, Predators, these big units. A small subsection of this is the tactical UAV. So this is the platoon and squad level market size. It's $1.6 billion. Of that, a tiny sliver is the armed tactical UAV market. It's a small market at the moment, but it did not exist 2 or 3 years ago. Most of that market is this guy. So this is the AeroVironment Switchblade. It's the most successful armed UAV to date. It's man-packable, like this one. but it's a loitering kamikaze munition. So once you launch this and identify your target, it crashes into the target and it's gone. At $70,000 a pop, you can engage 2 targets for more expense than using the Cerberus GL. This is a closer competitor to us because it's reloadable. This is the Duke Robotics Stickad. This is a big vehicle. This is 50 kilograms. So you are not going to be able to pick that up and drag it around an urban environment. So this unit here has been picked up by a major Middle Eastern defense force, a couple of prototypes and this sort of thing. So this is happening, and it's happening right now. So you can see our competitive advantages. We've got 6 kilograms, lightweight, fully armed, 15-minute flight time, multiple use, low cost per shot. A 40mm grenade is of the order of a few $100s. It's got superior recoil robustness. Because we mount the armament close to the center of gravity, we have really low recoil, which means the vehicle can be small. Whilst we're on the subject of armament, we've partnered with another Australian company who has developed an electronically fired armament. So there's 3 grenades in the barrel, fired electronically. It's the lightest, least complex armament you can put on a drone. So we have a strong IP portfolio. Our next fundraising will result in this inaudible, at this effective firing range. I'm just really excited about it, to be honest. Thank you very much. We're all about tactical fire support at 6 kilograms. Cheers.
Thank you for the presentation.
Cheers.
I have a technical question about recoil. So how do you make sure, I mean, first of all, how do you solve the recoil problem? Is it through the flight control? Is it through the positioning of the weapon, etc., etc.?
Yeah, sure. So
and then what's your accuracy in terms of, a few use cases?
Yeah, sure. So on the recoil front, we run a fully fledged 6-degree of freedom simulation. So we've simulated grenade launchers, shotguns, that's about it at the moment. So firing one grenade pitches the vehicle down by about 12 degrees and pushes it back about 5 or 6 meters. And so it's fairly moderate. One of the advantages of this launcher is actually you can fire all 3 grenades within about 20 milliseconds. That pitches it down about 45 degrees, and that's getting a little bit crazy, but it's still manageable. In terms of the flight control to handle the recoil, we move to a different control system during firing and in the recovery phase. So that's part of our IP strength. And your other question was around accuracy. As I mentioned, if it's hard mounted to the vehicle, we have about 3 degrees oscillation in pitch and yaw, and that's typical for basically every drone. You might be able to get it down to 2 degrees if you're using good sensors. So with that, we can have an accuracy of a vehicle-sized target. We have to be about 30 meters away to have 50% of the shots hit that target. What we're raising money for is to develop this gimbal system for fine accuracy. Then we can be 130 meters away and still hit a vehicle-sized target, theoretically.
How do these work in anti-drone situations where something is trying to capture it, for example, with a net?
If something's trying to capture, or this is trying to capture something else?
Well, I'm suggesting like you have to have fire safety in this, right? There's a person controlling it, and suppose someone were to take this by having another UAV with a net, that they take your drone.
Yeah, sure.
Is there a self-destruct system, and there are other ways of protecting the technology itself? Yeah,
sure. One could certainly be programmed in, but this is an age-old problem of having a great system and your enemy taking it. So we would suffer the same problem as everyone else in this.
Hello.
Hello.
You mentioned the gimbals development. Are you looking to develop it from zero, or are you looking at market solutions?
Yeah, we've got a really clever idea where with a gimbal arrangement. So we'd be developing it from scratch, both for lightweightness, packaging, and the rest. So we'd be looking to develop that from scratch using off-the-shelf components.
Okay. And a pure commercial aggressive question, why the military is not interested in this today, as in development?
Yeah, sure. So we started approaching the Australian Army about 12 months ago. They're a very conservative bunch. They're worried about the rules of warfare and the legality behind it. To give you an example, the Australian Army's recently invested in 3 ISR drone concepts to Australian companies, drones that are equivalent to what they already have, the Wasp, because politically they want a national solution, a national industry. So they're investing in something they should have 5 years ago to have something in 5 years' time. We're a little bit over this attitude, and we want to find someone much more progressive.
Are you trying with other military?
No, not at the moment. Oh, the US and you guys, I guess.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a big round of applause for Michael Cray and Skyborn. So 4 down, just 1 to go, and then to give you a bit of information about what will happen, we'd ask you to keep your seats and watch a video after the 5th presentation and jury questions. The jury will then be whisked away upstairs to a secure room where they will deliberate, and then we will bring everybody back on stage and announce our winner, who could be taking home funding of up to $500,000 US. So last but not least, we introduce you to Aisalon. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a big round of applause to their Philadelphia-based founder, Damon Henry.
Thanks, Ben, and thank you for having us here at Crypto Labs. Good evening. My name is Damon Henry. I am CEO and co-founder of Aisalon. I co-founded the company back in 2015 with 2 of my close friends from MIT. We come from the aerospace industry from companies like GE, Boeing, and the Applied Physics Lab. Over the last 2.5 years, we've grown our team to 7 full-time members. Now, I'll walk you guys through this slide in a little bit more detail soon, but at our core, our product is Drone Home. It's an automated battery swap station. It's a robotic landing pad that allows drones to fly 24/7. When a drone's out and flying and its battery gets low, we're able to bring it back, land it on our landing pad, and then we use a robotic arm to actually remove the depleted battery, put in a brand new one, and relaunch the drone to resume its mission. The process takes a couple of minutes and is 100% automated. So typically we show a video at this point, but we really wanted to do something special for Crypto Labs. So what I've actually got for you guys today, we're going live to Aisalon headquarters in Philadelphia, and we're going to show you a live demo. And on top of that, my co-founder Brent, back in the AV room, is actually triggering this swap remotely right here from the conference in Abu Dhabi. So that's the Aisalon team. Lots of kudos to them for coming in on a Sunday morning to do this demo. So what you have here, you have 3 components. You have the drone. This is our custom drone that we've built for industrial security. You have the landing pad, and then you have the Drone Home station. So once the drone's landed, it gets locked into place, says I'm ready for a battery. This is the point where our robotic arm actually comes up, removes the battery, which powers down the drone. From here, it's going to take the battery and put it down below. We store a dozen batteries inside of this station. We keep them recharged and climate controlled. Drone batteries have a pretty small operational temperature range, and we're actually able to keep them in that range regardless of the external environment. So now the robotic arm has actually come back. It's grabbed the next available charged battery in the queue. It's going to bring it up and put it in the drone. Another cool aspect of our system is we're platform agnostic. We actually put a sleeve around the battery case that gives us a standardized mechanical and electrical interface, and there's a matching adapter on the drone itself. That allows us to swap batteries on a lot of different platforms so customers can choose the platform that they want to use that best suits the mission. So now the station has put the battery in. It's going to close up, give a final safety check, and it'll allow the drone to then take off and continue on its mission. So thank you, Brent, for the demo and the Aisalon team. So at our core, we are automating the back end of the drone industry: power, payload, and data. Drones are doing amazing things across a lot of industries, but we believe that at the end of the day, if you don't automate all of the other processes around what we call the drone mission, they're never going to be truly economically scalable. So to reiterate that point, drones alone are not scalable, and this is for a variety of reasons. First, limited battery life. Your average drone maybe flies 25 or 30 minutes. That really limits what you can do from a mission capability. There's steep learning curves for customers that want to get into the drone space but aren't familiar with what's going on. And there's few total solutions. Typically, you almost have to build your drone program a la carte by picking your payload, your drone, your sensor, your software, and that can be cumbersome. And then finally, the data processing, despite the drones themselves being fairly automated, is still a manual process. So if you're talking about 1 or 2 drones, this is probably okay. But when you're talking about dozens or even hundreds of drones, particularly in enterprise industries like industrial security and oil and gas where we're currently operating, these problems quickly scale up and make it not economically viable to operate a drone program. So this is where we come in with Drone Home, our automated battery swap station. Added on to this, we provide our drone, and then we provide the Asilon Customer Cloud. The cloud allows the customer to get access to both the drone and the station telemetry, payload data in real time from anywhere in the world. If you combine all 3 of these things, we're able to offer a 100% automated, scalable drone platform. So we lease this entire solution out to our customers at a monthly rate. I have up here an example in industrial security. In the US, the average 24-hour manned guard patrol costs the user about $150,000 a year. We aim to cut those costs in half. In addition, because now we have this aerial infrastructure installed on site, we can offer additional benefits from drones, such as inventory tagging, building inspection, anomaly detection, and even object classification. Things that the customers didn't even have available to them before they had the drone on site. So as we're moving forward, we're forming strong channel partnerships in oil and gas and security. Allied Universal, for instance, is the largest manned guard supplier in North America. We just launched our Innovator program. These are paid 6-month enterprise pilots, and we're going to be launching these later this fall operationally and with customers in the automotive industry, logistics, and mining. So where are we today? We've completed our first pilot with a customer in California. We've done over 5,000 battery swaps on our stations, and we're above 500 swaps between airs. What this means in a security sense, where you're flying 8 to 12-hour patrols every day, is we're going more than a month operationally between airs. Later this summer, we're starting our first pilot in oil and gas. And again, as I said, as we move forward later this year, we're launching our paid enterprise pilots with the goal of converting those into long-term sustainable contracts and going to manufacturing later next year. So as a company, our biggest value inflection point right now is to have referenceable customers that are willing to convert into long-term sustainable contracts. So we're looking to raise funds to do our initial manufacturing run on these pilots and to hire additional staff, mainly on the software engineering side and on the operational side, to ensure that we're able to convert these pilots into long-term success. So in summary, we've created Drone Home. It's an automated battery stop station that allows drones to fly 24/7. Our initial markets are in security and oil and gas, and we're at the traction and growth stage where we're completing our MVP, moving towards paid pilots, and converting those into long-term contracts. So at the end of this, I like to show off a video. This is a side project we did with US Special Forces last year. They saw our system and kind of said, oh, this is great. It's kind of like a vending machine. What else can you swap other than batteries? So they have this 5-pound tactical robot that they use with SWAT teams, things like that. And they said, can you swap that as well? So in under a month, our team was able to modify our station to not just swap in batteries for a drone, but to actually reload these robots onto the drone as well. So what you'll see here is the drone's actually going to fly back to our station and land. It's going to get a new battery and a new robot. What this really proves is the robustness and the modularity of our system. We're able to quickly adapt the system to meet a lot of different customer requirements and end-user requirements. And in addition to that, you know, we're targeting security and oil and gas initially, but the possibilities really are endless. You could see uses for this from anything from medical supply delivery, package delivery, even scaling this up to do something like swapping batteries for an air taxi or doing solar farms. The possibilities are really endless. What we're doing at the end of the day is building the infrastructure that's going to enable all of these technologies to really scale up and become operational. Thank you.
You said that you're doing a paid pilot with Ford. Can you tell us as specifically as you can what that use case is?
Yeah, so it's industrial security. So we partner with Allied, who does manned guards, and we're effectively supplementing those forces. So think an 8-hour guard patrol over a manufacturing site. And so specifically with these pilots, they're 6-month paid pilots. We're going to go out there and install on 2 different sites and just kind of see what the data we get and what we can offload from the manned security guards on the ground.
Were they already running drones in that context and they're just looking for ways to keep them in the air more, or are they now going to use drones to reduce headcount?
They're looking to use drones for various reasons, potentially for headcount, but a lot of it is actually the additional benefits. So, you know, a benefit of a drone versus a manned guard is you now have an aerial view of a site. So they're interested in that. And then the additional benefits. If you're flying over a plant, you can do inspections, you can do inventory tagging, things like that.
Were they already using drones today, or?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
So can you talk to the defensible IP in this? Like how is, I mean, what's hard about this that can't be replicated by someone else who's relatively smart?
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, our core IP is the drone station. We actually have 2 granted patents in the US on the agnostic ability to swap out batteries on drones, and we have a 3rd one that's expected this year. The kind of core hard technical part, one is being able to adapt to different drones, but second is actually our size. If you look at the other battery swap stations on the market, we're about 1/4 of the size of the other ones, and that allows us to be deployed one in a couple of hours, put in the back of a pickup truck, and a lot of our IP went into being able to do that and be small enough to do it.
What other markets do you see as potential for this besides the inspection and surveillance?
Yeah, there's a lot. You know, I think one of the exciting things for us is multi-drones. So you could think if you wanted to do a pipeline or somewhere where you wanted to fly hundreds of miles out of range, you could use our stations to effectively daisy chain and hop along. So oil and gas, things like that, utility space is definitely of interest to us. I think, you know, other remote locations, if you think of solar farms or substations that are out in the Arctic and having a system out there so that you don't have to send people all the time, I think all of those markets are definitely have potential for us. Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Well done. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause, please, for Damon and Aisalon. So 5 pitches have been completed, but there can only be 1 winner, and we should find out our successful pitch in around about 15 or 20 minutes' time. Don't forget to use the hashtag DISC2018 if you'd like to get involved. If I could please now ask our jury to go to recess so we can start the deliberation process. As I say, it's a top secret room. We have absolutely no idea where they're going. It will be surveyed and probably locked. I'm sure there'll be some snacks in there for you as well. Dessert is coming for the rest of us as well. We're going to play a brief video as well in just a moment, but to try and involve 1 or 2 of you as well, let's just run through each of our pitches, and I would like you to give them a round of applause, but in doing so, try and give the jury a helping hand. In other words, if you think a particular pitcher deserves to win, be louder, shout, scream, applause. So in the order that they pitched, we began with Internest. They are trying to win the money with embedded software that offers high precision landing in complex environments. You do not get an actual vote, but if you like this pitch, please give a big round of applause. Incanova were up second. They are hoping to spend the money on taking drones to underground mines, tunnels, pipes, and other hard-to-reach places. Please give them a big round of applause. Valero were third. They developed the hexacopter that allows the creative flight maneuvers. That was the hand in the sky. Please give your feedback to that pitch. A lot of you clearly like that one. Skyborn were at fourth. They offered the first man-portable, multiple-round UAV, offering tactical fire support. That was the one that came on with all the noises and the flashing lights. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for pitch number 4. And last up was Aisalon. We just heard from them. They want to put an end to manual battery charging with their automated charging station. It is reliable and robust. Please show your appreciation for the final pitch. All right, so in case the jury can hear, I think we have a tie. So that pretty much means that up to 5 lots of $500,000 US may have to be written this evening. Is that okay, Crypto Labs? Apparently not. We can only have one winner. So let's watch a video about the process. As we mentioned right at the top through Dr. Salah, and as deliberation continues, there were hundreds of applicants from 61 different countries, and we whittled them down effectively to semi-finalists, if you would like to call it that, of 20, and then finally we were able to pick 5 who are here with you this evening. So in case you missed that process, and whilst the jury come to a final decision, please watch the video on the big screen, which will detail how we got down from 20 to 5.
We specialize in deploying robots, unmanned vehicles, in what we call confined spaces, where you don't see flying machines and robots being deployed because it's complex to go there.
So far, we have modified existing motors, but our company is shifting right now to actually making these counter-rotating motors from scratch. We actually have John Amy, our engineer, designing motors that will take advantage of all the counter-rotating features that will probably even increase the amazing results that we've had so far.
clusters of grapes if you're working in the wine industry. So you can address plant by plant, row by row, or plot by plot.
And then you just tap on the tablet, and basically you can put a pin there, and that pin is going to allow you to actually create text notes, different numeric observations, and you can even attach images to it.
The remote sensing products that we deliver can detect stress of any nature, and you can address the problem before it spreads and before it really impacts your bottom line.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that was our top 20, down, of course, to the 5 that you've seen this evening. If I could ask you now to please take your seats. Little Birdie has told me the jury only need around about 3 minutes before they will be back with their final decisions. I'm going to call all of the teams up on stage in just a moment. You may have only seen the main presenters from each of them, but many of them have come with 2, if not 3 of their colleagues, and all of them have been a huge part of the pitching process and, of course, hold jobs within each respective startup company. And we'll invite everyone up on stage because it has been a team effort, and you'll get to see the drones all across the front here and take some photos and upload them to social media as well. If we have time and the jury take a little bit longer, we may even take a few questions from the floor as well. But please, ladies and gentlemen, give a huge round of applause now for all of the teams as I invite them collectively to come on stage for the decision of our winner, and they will bring their drones as well. So we have Internest, we have Incanova, we have Valero, we have Skyborn, and we have Asalon. Please do make your way onto the stage now. Bring your drones and your entire teams as well. And you'll just get a sense beyond the presenters for the sheer numbers involved in this particular event. 5 teams, 1 winner, up to $500,000 US are at stake. And this is certainly the time to whip out those phones and get ready for the winner and then upload them to social media. Once again, that hashtag is DISC 2018, standing for Drone Innovation Startup Contest. So we have a couple of microphones here at the front. We'll leave one actually with our pitchers, and if you can just take the other and have it down in the audience so we can hear the questions asked as well. The drones will be laid down on the front here, and the jury, like I say, are coming very shortly. And then, for those of you that are still hungry, dessert, I promise you, is on the way, and we thank you for your patience. So the teams are up. The jury is on the way down. Please do raise your hands, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a particular question, having watched the pictures, for any of either our presenters or affiliates from their team. Don't be shy. Put your hands up. Tell us where you're from. Anybody got any questions from the audience, or are you all just too hungry? There's a gentleman here at the front in the black jacket. Please say your name and the company where you're from.
Hello, my name is Mohammed. I'm from Space Autonomous Drone Delivery. We're the world's second autonomous drone delivery company. My question is for CryptoLab, why there is an absence of delivery startups selected in the 20 shortlisted? Is there a reason behind it? We could not see any drone delivery startup, even the 20 shortlisted companies. To the CryptoLab, not to the shortlist.
Well, I mean, these are our pitches, but possibly 1 or 2 of them may feel that they can give a bit of insight, at least into the general area you were talking about. I think that specific question is maybe for Dr. Seller. Do any of our presenters, though, having heard the question at least, but not on behalf of CryptoLabs, have any kind of insight into that particular area? If so, please take the microphone.
Okay, on in my opinion, as not Cryptolab's position, of course, in my opinion, the delivery service by drones is still the last mile is what they want to tackle, right? I mean, I think there are too many possible solutions, and the innovation, I think, is not as high, in my opinion, as in other type of technologies like the tilt rotor technologies that many of us have, for example. But that's my feeling. It's a good question, though. But you know, if you have to deliver a book or a pair of shoes through a drone, are you sure that that's feasible? It's better, it's more suitable a drone to deliver very light, high-value goods like medicines and other things. That's more suitable, in my opinion.
Thank you very much for your insight. Any further questions? Please don't be shy. Raise your hand if you'd like to put anything specifically to our 5 pictures here. Questions relating to Crypto Labs can be addressed either to Dr. Salla or his team after we have announced the winner. One final call for any further questions, because I can see that the jury has made their way back to the front of the stage. Going once, going twice, and that brings an end to the questions section. If you are just a little bit shy but secretly have a question in your back pocket, you can also ask it privately and not be forced to stand up and talk into a microphone, which can be very scary indeed. So, the results have been passed to me. I was sort of expecting a gold envelope, but a little bit of paper will do. We will have a quick look through them and consult with Crypto Labs and then come back and announce the winners, just to make sure that there is no, with that gold envelope, Oscar-style errors. So please just excuse me from the main stage for one moment. If I could please ask, though, each of the teams to arrange your drones and to stand in the middle of the stage. And ladies and gentlemen, if you would just like to stand up and take photos of all of our presenters together whilst we finalize the results, we will give you an opportunity right now. Hashtag DISC 2018. So a group photo as far as our photographers, our media crew, and also you in the audience are concerned. Please take one now, and I'll be back in just a moment with the winner. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure the teams are anxious to find out their order, and of course our winner, up to $500,000 US are at stake, and mentorship programs right here at Crypto Labs, working with our winner and the runners-up as well throughout the process to develop 5 world-class drones or drone-related products. I have all 5 positionings, including our winner. I will give you them in just a moment. First, though, ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for our jury for participating in this process. So to present to our runners-up and also our winner, I'd like to welcome on stage, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Salla, once again, please, and alongside him, Anas Zainuddin. If Anas and Dr. Salla could also make your way onto the stage as I announce the runners-up followed by our winner. So the jury, after speedy deliberation, have scored each of our pitchers and given them an order 5 through to 1. Anas will kindly be presenting the runners-up prizes, which include a bouquet of flowers, and then the winner will be taking home up to $500,000. So we start, ladies and gentlemen, and please do give a huge round of applause to all of our companies, presenters, and their teams. Whoever finishes in 5th, 4th, 3rd, or 2nd, they've still been worthy participants when you consider just how many hundreds of applicants they fended off just to get to the final 5. So without further ado, in 5th place, ladies and gentlemen, noted by the jury for their very unique positioning, please give a round of applause to Internest. Well done to Internest. Thanks to Anas and Dr. Salah for presenting those flowers. In 4th place, noted by the jury as the most practical and ready for the market, please give your appreciation for Incanova. In 3rd place, commended for the giant markets that they cover and the potential of this drone over the coming years, please give a round of applause for Skyborn. And so we have our final 2, Acelon and Valero. If I could ask the presenters and team from both of them to please step forwards. And also Dr. Salah and Anas to join them in the middle of the stage as we are about to announce our winner. Of course, we'll skip 2nd place, tell you the winner, and you'll know who the 2nd place runner-up is. Otherwise, we would be killing all of the suspense. I can tell you, though, that our runner-up was commended for the most immediate market-ready application. But our winner of up to $500,000 and ladies and gentlemen, it's a big prize, so please get up on your feet, get ready to clap, get ready to roar. Everybody up. We're about to announce the winner for up to $500,000. I need some energy in the room before dessert, ladies and gentlemen. The winner of the Drone Innovation Startup Contest 2018 is Valero! Congratulations as well to Acelon. Well done to Valero. Assembled members of the media, we will be having a winner's photo which is taking place now, and then if I could ask you to stay around please, including all of the other teams, because we will have a group photo as well before we conclude this evening with dessert. I remind you once again of the hashtag DISC2018, and please do follow the progress not only of our winner across social media and through Crypto Labs, but all of our runners-up as well. It was a very difficult decision by the jury. Each of our 5 deserves to be highly commended, but sadly there can only be one winner. So here is the winner's photo, and once the media signal to me that they are happy, we will move on to the group photo as well. So if I could ask all of the other teams please to join our winners in the center of the stage, we will have a photo with all 5, including Valero, our winner. One final photo, ladies and gentlemen. If I could now invite the jury to please join us on stage as well. And we will make the participants in our photos even bigger. Congratulations once again to Valero. That concludes the formal part of the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, dessert will now be served. Stick around for networking as well, not just with our winner, but all of the other applicants as well. I'm sure many of you have seen pictures tonight and feel that you can work with a number of our presenters and companies very closely. So one final round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for our winner, our presenters and pitchers and all of their affiliate teams, to Anas and Dr. Salah, to Crypto Labs, and to the jury as well. We hope you've enjoyed this evening, and please do stick around for dessert. Good night.